you know how you're a rehome and how helping animals in need is something that I'm extremely passionate about. And you know, Mr. Binks, we've watched that program, haven't we? That Channel 4 program called The Doghouse. Yes, well, guess what? We're jumping on Zoom now to talk to pet matching officer Lizzie Sharnock of Wood Green, who are inextricably linked to the Doghouse. I'm Anna Webb. Welcome to A Dog's Life. Lizzie Charnock, welcome to A Dog's Life.
Thank you very much. Hello.
Now, Lizzie, you work at Wood Green Animal
Yeah.
Rescue, and you are a pet matching officer.
Yeah, that's basically what I do. Yeah, I match pets to their new homes.
Oh, that's such a great job title. I'm really very jealous.
Yeah, it is an amazing job. Yeah, I've been doing it for 17 years, so I certainly enjoy it.
Yeah, no, I bet. Now, and Wood Green, I've got a very fond place in my heart, actually, for Wood Green, because my cat, who sadly passed away in June 2023, was one of the poster cats for one of Wood Green's cat campaigns,
Oh,
actually.
really? Oh, how
Yeah.
lovely.
Yeah, he's a very striking tuxedo, perfectly marked black and white
Oh,
cat. And we
beautiful.
did a shoot in someone's lovely home, you know, and it was like highlighting cats in the home. And so he posed with a model and everything. And it was really good.
Oh, bless him. Oh, what a lovely memory to to have.
Yeah, no, it's one of many things he did, only because he was so goddamn good looking, but and well behaved and massive, so he looked striking. But we digress, because you know Wood Green does do all animals, don't you? Not just dogs, of course.
Yeah, we rehome dogs and cats and small pets, so sort of guinea pigs, rabbits, hamsters, those sorts of things.
There must be a lot more of all of them in your care at the minute, would you say?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this time of year it is always busy, but we are constantly seeing a sort of increase in the demand for us to take pets in. Certainly over the last couple of years, demand has sort of increased quite significantly, and so we are always full to the brim, really.
I mean, it's, you know, Christmas is this time. I mean, what's your policy on Christmas in terms of people coming up to the centre, you know, looking at dogs and all the animals, you know, with a view to take on a pet over Christmas?
We're still open. We only close Boxing Day and Christmas Day. The pets are still there. They still need care, so we're still there. With regards to rehoming, we are still rehoming, but obviously we have the advantage that we are able to discuss things with people in a lot of detail and give appropriate advice. And we're making sure we're not rehoming anything into a situation where it could be detrimental to the pet or the people, and that it's actually the right decision. And we don't want anyone just to take on a pet just as a Christmas present or on a whim because they've got a few weeks off work. It still has to be a very thought through decision.
I mean, this is really highlighted actually in the series that I've watched many episodes of, called The Doghouse, which Wood Green is the dedicated rescue. So everything's filmed at your HQ, and filming, you know, the interviews with the potential new owners of the dog and their reasons behind it. And I have to say, some of the episodes are really emotional, and it highlights the detail, exactly as you say, that you go into, you know, to really check that there could be that good match, which when it is, you know, there's nothing better.
Yeah, it's a really special thing to be part of. The doghouse is a brilliant sort of look into behind the scenes of what we do, and it is, it basically is what we do on a day-to-day basis. We are getting to know people, getting to know their lives and their situations, and what pet would match them best. And it's such a privilege to be able to do that for someone. It's the show has highlighted the good work that the many people do to rehome pets that are sadly unwanted.
but it also shows the transformation in the human. Because bringing a dog into your life, dogs have the power when it's right to really enrich your life. And so many of the dogs have done just that and made the humans so much happier.
Oh, they have. Yeah. Some of the stories that we see, they really are touching. Um, it's really, really emotional. Even, it's something that we do day in, day out. It never surprises you to learn, what amazing things dogs can do for people. It's Yeah, dogs just have that special ability, don't they, to touch you, to give you that love and that companionship that you can't get from anywhere else. And we've managed to change some people's lives through the doghouse, which is a real privilege.
Yes, and it always surprises me how people are so obsessed with puppies. I bet actually, puppies are really hard work and they can kind of put you off that whole initial wanting a dog
Yeah.
because your life is turned upside down. People often can't cope. You've got puppy pads everywhere and it's chaos. So for me, I think adopting an older dog, I mean, I've done this and it is so rewarding, working through perhaps their issues, bringing them out of themselves bit by bit and forming a bond that is kind of extra special, I think, because, sometimes dogs don't have the best start, or they may have had a great start, but circumstance means, their first owners or whatever can't keep them anymore. It's beyond altruistic, really. And it's like, you go on a special journey together, which I just love. I love dogs that are, well, and my new cat, who are slightly broken. And then you see them shine and blossom, and it's just the best.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I'm sitting here next to my rescue dog at the moment, and the journey that you go on, it's everybody needs to feel wanted. They need to feel like they've got a purpose. Taking on a rescue dog gives you that purpose. They, as you say, some of them have had terrible lives. Some of them we don't know where they've
Mm.
come from. They're strays. We don't know what they've been through, but you can just tell that they've not had the sort of life you would want them to have. So to be able to change that for them and just see them progress and turn into, a happy, relaxed dog that's just, a little bit porky because they've had a few too many treats, been spoiled. That's everything. And I think, yeah, puppies are hard. The first 18 months of my dog's life was hard work. She wasn't doing selling puppies very well. But yeah, taking on something that little bit older is, it's equally as special. I don't think you're missing out on anything by missing those first few months of a dog's life. If anything, it just makes the whole thing even more special than taking on a puppy. And there's so many dogs out there that need the homes. It kind of makes you feel like taking on a puppy is not really the right thing to do morally.
No, I
The
agree.
Yeah.
I think it is now actually morally mandatory,
Mm.
to adopt. I mean, when I was growing up, my dad worked for the RSPCA in Shropshire, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, so I not only learned about a huge amount of animal cruelty at a very young age, which set the bar really. I think that's where
Mm.
it all began, and so it was going on then. We're talking circa sort of early 70s. Cruelty is something I really, really can't abide. It's
Mm.
so not right, isn't it?
Yeah.
But more, and so adopting was something we've always did. But now more than ever, because of this crisis, and I think as well this, ability to buy dogs and all animals on the internet. It's making it so easy for
Yeah.
people to do it. But then the worst bit for me is, when they're bored of them or it's not working out or the table leg's gone or whatever it might
Mm.
be, you can sell them again on the internet.
Mm.
It's like doggy eBay, isn't it?
Yeah,
And,
it is. Yeah.
do you find many dogs have had something like 6 homes before they, finally, handed in to a place where they can be looked after, rehabilitated, and then this great matching process happens?
Yeah, it's not uncommon for us to see dogs that have, had a number of homes before making their way to us. Sometimes, as you say, it's just so easy to rehome via the internet, and to make a bit of money out of them. And it's the internet is a great thing, but it does facilitate a lot of evil as well. And luckily, when they find their way to us, we are doing everything we can to make sure they find that perfect match first time round. But the increase in people wanting to rehome through us is just rocketed over the last sort of year or so. For a number of reasons, I think the current sort of crisis means that people are just really struggling financially. I think we've seen something like a 250% increase in people wanting to rehome because of financial difficulties, which is just madness, and it's so sad, because we don't want anyone to have to give up their pet because they can't afford them. But Wood Green works sort of really hard to also help pets in the community and help people in the community to keep pets in their homes, and keep them really where they should be. So it's something that Wood Green are quite passionate about as well, is not just rehoming from Wood Green, but also keeping pets where they should be in their loving family homes.
Oh, I know. And I mean, that's the golden goal, isn't it, really? Because the heartbreak of that for the actual humans, I mean, I can't imagine, how that must be awful. I mean, on those ones that do come in for the cost of living crisis, must be hard for you as well,
Mm,
and it must be unbelievable. There must be tears and oh gosh, can't
yeah.
think of it really,
It is. Yeah,
Mm,
it's
mm.
it's a really it's so sad because you can't help but put yourself in that situation. Just think, I can't imagine rehoming my dog, and to be put into that situation where there is no other option is just, oh, it's just terrible. You really, really do feel for people who have no other choice but to bring them to us.
Absolutely. And what would you say, has been one of your most touching cases? Difficult, because I'm sure they all are, Lizzie.
Yeah,
You know,
after
I mean,
17 years,
yes,
there's a
we could
lot of
we could be
moments.
here for a long time, because that's the
Mm.
thing. You must get attached to them in your care, and obviously some dogs inevitably spend more time, I would say. Do they in the kennels than others? Are certain dogs easier to match up? Are smaller ones, for example, easier? Is it the big ones that stay longer?
Yeah, I think most people will ideally want a small to medium sized dog. Not many people want a dog that's going to take up their whole sofa, and they can't provide sort of the room or really the financial support for the big dogs. They do tend to be the ones that maybe do stay with us a little bit longer. But then they're the ones that maybe are slightly more difficult to rehome because they have issues around being very nervous with people, or maybe quite worried by children, or worried around other animals. And there are many hurdles that we're constantly having to sort of jump over to find these dogs someone who can provide what they need. And those dogs do tend to sadly stay with us a little bit longer, but we will always try and put those ones into foster homes, so they're not spending too many months in a kennel environment. But luckily, the majority of dogs will be in and out of the shelter quite quickly, and no dog will stay there for many months. But as to special special ones for me. I mean, we have filmed some really quite touching um episodes over the last sort of 6 it's been quite a roller coaster of emotions throughout, to be honest. There have been a number that I fostered, that have we have then gone on to film and rehome through the doghouse, that have been quite special, because I've kind of followed their full journey. There was a beagle called Lily that I had on foster, who came into Wood Green as a stray. We believed she'd been possibly used as a breeding dog, and was then, sort of her time and usefulness was up. So she'd been released, and she was in a bit of a state when she came in. She was very dirty. She was a bit worried by everything. And I took her in on foster, and sort of rehabilitated her a little bit, and she's now in a amazing family home. They absolutely adore her. I follow them on Instagram, so I can still keep an eye on her and what she's doing. And it's so lovely to sort of see the whole process from start to finish and beyond, and know that everything that we did for her has paid off, because she's now a very, very spoilt and well loved family pet, which is lovely.
Oh gosh, it's absolutely brilliant that, but you go to such lengths, and that also is highlighted on the program, with the agility courses, training, training the recall, getting some cues in place for their next home.
Mhm.
And, mainly, I guess it is a confidence thing for them. And I must say, I love doing agility. It is such a wonderful way to bring confidence into a dog, and build their self-esteem.
It really is, yeah. It's a great way to bond. It's a great way to get them using their brain and entertaining them. It's so beneficial for the dog and owner. It's good fun as well. I think the most important thing when you take on a dog is that you enjoy it, and you have fun, and you spend time together doing things that you both love. And dogs that enjoy doing agility, that's a fantastic bit of exercise for the both of you, isn't it?
Oh, it really is. And it's all about coordination as well when you're doing it at a fast pace. You've got to get the cues right, left,
Yeah.
um, jump, tunnel. And
Yeah.
um,
Bit far too
but
complicated for me, I think.
well, gosh, I know. I used to do it ages ago with the bull terrier, which was great fun. Yeah, no, I love it. But you hit on something there, though. Lizzie, it is all about wanting a dog to spend time with the dog and doing things the dog likes doing. And for me, out there at the moment, that's where I see there's a little bit of not of misunderstanding, I think.
Mm.
Sure, my little Mr. Binks, he's nearly 13 and he's a rehome. He's only got one hip and we've worked lots. He's taking up hydrotherapy in the new year to couple with his acupuncture, his red light therapy, and his, non-inflammatory diet, which he's been on forever and everything. And he's touch wood, he's doing really, really well. Now he loves going to loads of doggy events, and
Mm.
joining in and having puppuccinos and so on. And he's a perfect candidate for it because he loves absorbing all of the atmosphere and he's very inquisitive. Whereas Prudence, my miniature bull terrier, gets bored quite easily. So once the puppuccino's gone down, it's like, right now, then, well, what else is there to do? Can I just go over there and maybe toss that nice dog bed that costs a fortune around the place and jump on it, and then take it over to that corner and jump on it, and and be generally a bit bouncy and a bit ta-da about life. So that's not necessarily the right environment for Prudence. So it is about meeting expectations, I
Mm.
suppose, with new owners. Am I
Yeah.
am I getting to something here?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the dog has got to be the right dog for your lifestyle, and your lifestyle's got to be right for that dog. There are many different breeds of dog out there who all enjoy doing different things. And you wouldn't want to put a very nervous, shy dog into, a situation with someone who wants to go to cafes every day and sit and socialize with their friends, and that would probably be a very traumatic experience for a very nervous dog. So it really is important, I think, that people think about, not just what they want, but what the dog wants and needs as well. Because it's not just because, the dog is aesthetically what you want, it might not necessarily be the right dog for you. So there's a lot more to think about than, just what you want from the dog. And I think that's where, what we do is so important, because it gives us the opportunity to make sure that dogs are going to the right homes, and keeping them in the right homes as well is really key.
Yeah, no, I mean, that is, isn't it? That's the key, because, they've already gone through an awful lot. So you wouldn't want it to be on your watch that it's not the right match.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
We ask so many questions, and it's really a discussion that we like to have with people. And quite often there are things that people haven't even thought about, and that's where our years of experience kind of are really invaluable, to be honest, because we can give that relevant advice and that help. Throughout the rehome process and beyond. Wood Green are always there throughout the dog's life to sort of support people and offer any behavioural help that they might need throughout. Because no matter how hard we try, it doesn't always run completely smoothly.
No, of
They
course.
are still animals at the end of the day, and they don't always do what we expect them to do. So
Well, that's the other thing to remember. That's the joy of it, really, in a way. The surprises, the living in the moment, because that's what dogs help us with, I think, so much. And to make you laugh and smile. Sometimes you might cry, but have emotions, and work through things together. And that, oh yeah. Oh, listen, oh gosh. How many dogs, Lizzie, do you think the doghouse has helped you rehome? Bit of
That's
a
a very
spontaneous
good
question.
question. Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. A lot though. I mean, directly through the doghouse, obviously, we've had. Well, I think we've just series 6 has just aired, so every episode looks at the journeys of 3 dogs, and there's probably 6 to 8 episodes in each series. So actually, directly through the doghouse, quite a number, but also there's the other effects that the doghouse has for Wood Green. It's massively upped our kind of got our name out there, got people to recognize us and what we do, and we now have people from all over the country getting in touch who want to rehome from us. So it's really opened up the pool of people that we have available to rehome from us, which is amazing. And it's increased our support, our donations. It's really given us that leg up to help as many pets and people as we can. So I don't know how many, but I'd say a lot.
It's brilliant though. I've watched that the last episode that you're talking about, and there was the bulldog on there, and the owners really wanted their previous bulldog had passed, and I can't remember the bulldog's name off the top of my head right now. You know the one I mean. And
Yes,
then you
I know.
brought in
Yeah.
the lovely Saluki cross. And
Yes.
just watching 2 different breeds are just so different, like completely different. And in the end, it got better, didn't it? But the whole family were kind of, gosh, a bit surprised,
Mm,
and they wanted to make it work so much, but eventually it didn't work out. But lessons learned on that front,
mm,
really. And maybe it highlighted to the family that, look, they've got this super bulldog, and they can be so difficult, and not all dogs do like bulldogs due to the way they are and their
yeah.
flat face, and they're not awfully agile, and all that. But maybe just focus on the one dog and spend more time with that dog to balance the fact that it might still be grieving the previous bulldog. Don't know. That was just my thought on it.
Yeah. I think sometimes it is, even if the rehoming itself isn't successful, I think it's such a valuable, important learning experience, because sometimes people they think they want one thing, but when you offer it to them, they realize that's not what they want or need. And sometimes we need to go through that process for them to experience that and realize that. And yeah, I think in that situation, yeah, he probably was happier on his own. I'm sure he loved his previous friends, but as the only dog at the age that he was, he probably be much happier to live out his years in
Yeah.
relaxation and being spoiled as the only dog, bless him. But yeah,
But
those sorts of things are always really, really interesting to watch unfold. And yeah, I think it was important for everyone really involved in that to witness it all all happening.
no, no, honestly, from an educational perspective of educating people about dogs, it's top class. I mean, absolutely top class. Because there was the other case study, the one on the same episode, broke my heart. I was bawling my eyes out. The one that took on the little black and white Jack Russell.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
one that had us all crying in the office as well. Yeah.
I know. Oh gosh. But the joy of that one,
Mm,
and how that little dog has made such a positive
yeah.
impact. I mean, wow. It was just remarkable. So I think educationally for people thinking they want a dog into 2025, please go to Wood Green, and go through your matching process, because it is the only way to do it at the moment. Rescue hasn't been this dreadful ever in, the whole time we've been living with dogs. So
Mm.
they need our help. They're man's best friend, and puppies are tricky. A slightly older dog, you know the size they're going to be. They may come with some baggage, but who doesn't? Look at humans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sometimes I think, yeah, well, our expectations on we put on dogs are far too great, and yeah, we just need to realize that they are living beings at the end of the day, and have their own individual quirks and personalities. And yeah, get a rescue, not a puppy, is definitely the way to go, I think.
Definitely. Gosh, you see, so any listeners listening that are thinking about either bringing another dog into the fold or taking that big step to perhaps replace a dog that, well, you never replace, that is so the wrong word to have used there, but to take that step, having lost a dog, so you always go through that phase, can't have another, the
Yeah.
disrespectful, all of these emotions go through when, in fact, I always believe that your dog that passed wouldn't want you to be sad, wouldn't want you not to be able to enjoy the great outdoors as you once did together, or play fetch like you once did, and try and build the skills and all of the memories of your previous loved one into offering a home and helping another dog. That's the thing. But are you looking for candidates is my question, I suppose, because if any listeners are interested in going through this and, getting on the telly and helping others by doing it, that's the thing, because they're so educational and everyone's so different. So it's fascinating that it's human psychology and dog psychology all in one. It's
Mm.
riveting.
It is, yeah. It's that kind of fly on the wall, real life type thing that you all get addicted to, don't we? But yeah, absolutely. If you are in the market for a rescue dog, then we would love you to get in touch. You can visit Channel 4's website, and they have a take part page where you can apply. Or you can also email the production company at the doghouse at 5milefilms.co.uk and let them know of your interest. And we would love to hear from you. We will be filming a new series in the new year, so please get yourselves registered, and you never know, you could find yourselves sitting down with me and having a chat about about your dog and being matched, if you're very lucky.
Oh, that'd be brilliant. So how many people per series is it? How many cases? If there's 3 per episode, roughly.
We always film more than are aired on the TV, because you never know how many are going to work and how many are not. But yeah, we would probably say there's quite a large number, I would say. It's definitely worth applying, because we need a variety of different people. We want to showcase as many different dogs and as many different people's situations as possible, because it is so interesting and it is so educational for everyone. So if you think you would like to be part of the show, then definitely get in touch. It's very much a worthwhile process.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. I think it's absolutely brilliant. So I have missed a few episodes, but I remember when it came out, I was like, gosh, this is such a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really, I mean, simple idea, but it's kind of not simple, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
mean, it's just great. Why hadn't that been done before, and timely as well because of going through the pandemic.
Mm.
Well, look, Lizzie, thank you for this chat. We're going to put all of the links into the show notes, of course.
Excellent.
Yeah, please let us know. Gosh, if anyone does get in touch, that would be
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant. And also, I know we mentioned all of this on the radio show, Barking at the Moon on Late Night Joe the other day. So similarly, please feed back if we were able to help at all. Sorry,
Yeah.
I got a bit emotional because that's the whole point.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it would be great if somebody from listening to this got in touch and ended up rescuing a dog. So yeah, it would be a lovely journey to follow. So we would definitely let you know.
Oh, thank you, Lizzie. Wonderful. And in the meantime, look, Merry Christmas to everyone up there and to all the dogs, of course. And
Thank you.
here's to a very positive New Year for everyone and dogs especially.
Yeah, absolutely. And a Merry Christmas to you too.
That's our show, Mr. Binks. What did you think? Yes, it really is a heartwarming show, The Doghouse, and so educational, highlighting why sometimes the dog that people think they want isn't necessarily the dog that they need. Well, I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, go on, please rate and review the show wherever you tune in to your podcasts. It really makes a difference. Thanks again, of course, to The Doghouse and to Lizzie Sharnock for joining us today. And all the links are in the show notes, including how, if you are interested in bringing a rescue dog into your home this coming year, the link is in the show notes. Thanks again, of course, to Mike Hansen for all the music and production as ever. Find out more about him at Pod People UK. And to find out a bit more about me, why not check out my Instagram at AnnaWebbDogs and my website. What's that, Mr. Binks? Yes, we will be in your feed next Sunday with a very hearty, positive New Year episode with the amazing Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen. Bye for now.
Pod People.